Hey, today on Carpooling with Ben, I am privileged to have a very talented musician, singer-songwriter, Mr. James Collington. Sir,
Yes.
thanks for joining me in the car today.
Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you here. You recently played a show over at the Met in Pawtucket, Providence line there.
Yeah.
Headlining.
Yes, sir.
And that was a fun night. You're on year number 2 of your most recent EP, which is We Swim in Seas That Never Rest.
Full length.
Full length.
And we are going into year 2 as of January 1st that just passed.
Wow.
So put it out a year ago on January 1st.
How appropriate! We're here by the water,
By the sea.
by the ocean.
Yeah.
So, you ever eat cake by the ocean?
Cake by the ocean?
No, never eaten cake by the ocean.
No. Dells by the sea is good.
Dells by the ocean.
Coffee by the sea is good.
Never cake by the ocean.
If you're in the ocean, anything sweet after is usually how I tend to go.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good.
Even a banana.
How did you start your musical career?
My musical career is I had uncles and stuff who had musical instruments and stuff like that, so
Okay.
I kind of inherited those, and those kind of got passed around my way. So they were always around. I kind of drifted away from it for a while, sold all my stuff. My brother accumulated the stuff, and it was just kind of hanging around, and so I started picking it up, and basically I started playing around at church and stuff like that, and being kind of a jack of all trades, like doing drums and then guitar and whatever was needed. And so from there, I guess I just really felt really affirmed and started writing my own songs, and here I am.
Your songwriting is really, you really derive it from journaling.
Yes.
Yeah, and which is a cool way of doing that. How do you go through that process where you finally realize, like, okay, maybe I want to put a melody to this one?
For me, a lot of times it'll just start with a mood, and I usually write songs when I'm like really miserable for some reason, or like,
Really?
yeah.
All right.
So like I'm just not having a good hair day, and so I write a song, and normally it takes me, just because I'm kind of just getting something off my chest, it usually takes me about the length of the song to write it, and normally I just kind of spew it all out, and then after I'll go back and make adjustments as needed, and sometimes like I'll just hit play on my phone or record an iPhone demo, and the choruses will be different each time, so you just gotta pick what one you like after, and then
That's cool. It's a cool process. You had an interesting interaction with the person who produced your last EP.
This man named Gillespie, and
Okay.
He's been in multiple bands over the last few decades, and whether that be touring or as a frontman or a drummer. And so, I was just opening up for him, and he pulled me aside after and asked me if he could make my record, and I kind of laughed at him because I was just like, there's no way this is going to happen, because like I've got plenty of friends who's just like, they're not signed on a record label, they open up for someone all of a sudden approaches them after they make a record, and it's like, oh, it's really flattering, but then it's like ridiculously overpriced and expensive and stuff like that.
It is not cheap to produce an album.
No, it's not.
But you were able to do it in a very affordable way.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
did you do it locally? You traveled for
I
it, right?
flew to Salt Lake City, Utah to do it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What was that experience like?
I had a hard time singing there. The
Really?
elevation is really high.
Okay.
And being from sea level,
Yeah.
it's weird. I didn't think it was true. And then I was telling them about it. They're like, "No, dude, you're just in your head. Like, get out of there." I was like, "No, like I'm serious. Like
They didn't put you in a hyperbolic chamber to sing or anything?
Exactly, yes.
It's crazy.
No, but they all thought I was joking. And then we went to see one of Aaron's, the guy who sings in his band, Spencer. He has a side project, and we all went to see him play when he was in town. And he was complaining that he was having a hard time singing because of that elevation too. So it's like, boom, I told you.
Last summer, you
Yes.
had a really great opportunity. You earned yourself a spot at Soulfest, which is it the largest Christian music festival, or one of the largest music festivals?
For our area, it has to be.
For the Northeast, because it's up in New York, correct?
No, it's in New Hampshire. There's one in New York called Kingdom Mountain, which I just met those guys when I was playing in South Carolina, ironically.
Really?
Yeah. And
Got to go here to go there.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It was funny. They were great guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, Soulfest New Hampshire, and
But that was all done online. That was completely an online survey, or poll, or you had to get votes.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
This record that I did with Aaron's put a lot of it's put a lot of momentum in our sales, if you will, and so I think that's why they were kind of considered us for the spot. And so I mean, they don't know who we are. They've never worked with us before, so it's only fair in their way of doing business to kind of throw us in and say, like, hey, if you want this, here's your opportunity. And we were grateful for the opportunity, and so it was kind of a vote-driven thing.
Yeah.
And so we just kind of really just pushed as hard as we could. Everybody I know that like plays with me and stuff like that, they were just staying up late, and we were all staying up late, like asking people to vote for us. And
Sure. Well, that's what you got to do. You got to tap into your followers and stuff.
Yeah, we were aggressively competitive with
Well, people can find you, and they want to learn more about your music and hear more. They can find you right on Facebook, just Collington.
Collington Music.
Yeah.
Everything.com/Collington Music
Cool.
for the socials, and then collingtonmusic.com.
You got the blue check mark of wonder.
We do.
You guys have verified.
I didn't know it was that good until you told me.
So as a independent recording artist, as an independent performer, musician, singer-songwriter, I mean, you have a band, yes, but it's essentially if you were going to perform somewhere, you could go yourself with just you and your guitar.
Yeah.
What are some of the challenges that are ahead of you in order to get to the next level or get you even further into the industry?
Yeah, that changes day by day, honestly, I feel. And like being one guy, it's like if you're going to make a record, it's not like you have this band of people and you like split the cost up and stuff like that. It's like it's just me.
Yeah.
And so in terms of how you move forward, you kind of have to pace yourself differently, I feel like. Yeah, we've been really fortunate where we've been able to have kind of a diverse crowd in that we can do these Christian festivals, and then we can go play these just clubs, you know what I mean, like generic
Traditional music venues.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And we've been fortunate for that, and it's interesting because I feel like in some ways the people you feel like you should have favor with or that would be interested in you, it's like they're not. And yeah, just where you find favor has been interesting to me and a blessing.
You're lined up to be playing an event pretty soon, coming in February of 2017.
Yeah.
It's it's a polar plunge.
It is a polar plunge.
So when is that event? That's
It's February 18th. I'm not sure where it is, but we will be there.
We'll have the links in the show notes because we'll figure that out by Friday.
Yes, we will. But no, it's some friends of mine, and they do it every year. And traditionally they've given all the money all the proceeds would go to the city meal site.
Oh,
but
cool.
this year it's going to a part of Hasbro Children's Hospital.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's great.
It's for a good cause, and it's good people, and we don't have to get in the ocean, so it's good.
You don't think you have to get in the ocean?
I hope not.
I've got a Speedo if you want to borrow one.
Really?
Yeah.
I might take you up on that.
What's a Speedo amongst friends? Right? What's a Speedo amongst friends?
It's to be shared.
That's that's going to be a great event for you and a good different kind of opportunity.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. It's I've done it before.
Is it a full band gig or is it just?
Yeah, we're bringing the full band this year.
Oh, cool!
All
Awesome.
the shows I've been doing this year, 99% of them have been full band shows.
Growing up, what was your favorite bands or music to listen to?
Oh gosh. There's like this survey going around online where everybody posts their top 10 influential albums.
Give me just the top three.
Top 3? I don't know. I'd have to think about it.
Were you a fan of the Beatles?
Yeah, when I was younger, and then
Okay.
you just listen to the Beatles because it's like
When you were younger, you're 25. I mean, like
no, but like that's what I used to do when I'd get in trouble. I'd be in timeout, and then you just put the Beatles on because you're in timeout for 5 minutes. That's like a track and a half, and then you're out. But as like my music taste started diversifying, there's this guy Ken Andrews who's a producer. Not realizing he was the man behind the albums. There's a few of his albums that have kind of stood the test of time for me. But it's changed over the years, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I started listening to Coldplay, and that just ruined everything, so.
Thanks a lot, Coldplay.
I know, all my
Great
cool.
job.
I love Coldplay, but it made me that less cooler of a person.
Now that you're on year number 2 of your full length, you're starting to work on your next project.
I am, yes.
Tell me about how that's working out.
So for this new record, we've been reached out to this man named Eric Oyoung, who is from the band Future Forestry, and he's been a self-sufficient recording artist probably for the better part of a decade now. And with that, he's worked with, he's done mixes for Hillsong United, and he recently mixed and produced the newest John Foreman EPs, The Switchfoot Guy.
Oh, cool.
And so, yeah, he just seemed like a really good guy to work with. Back to what we were saying, like, just because you know how to make a record or have the opportunity to doesn't mean you know how to do it well. And yeah, just kind of, I've always dabbled in production things, and even to pay for my last record, I got a job doing sound design and mixing for films and stuff like that.
Wow.
And so that's how I paid for my last record. And so I just thought it'd be interesting to take an approach of being kind of self-sufficient that way, and start to finish just make it yourself and see where you end up. And so we've been working with him as a producer and as a mentor to kind of coach. And
well, and that's the beauty thing is, a lot of people in the industry, there's a lot of people not willing to help out younger or newer artists, but there's also a great amount of people who are willing to kind of reach out and say, okay, let me kind of take you under my wing here and mentor you along. That's great that they're willing to do that. I mean, sometimes you got to make an investment because it's their time.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's also it also means that you're serious about what you're trying to do. You're not trying to waste somebody's time, because it takes a lot. There's a lot of personal investment, not even monetary, just time and emotion and the whole thought process and creative process. That's really cool.
Yeah.
What's so in working with him, I mean, you've mentioned all these people that he's worked with and over many years.
Mm-hmm.
How did you guys meet up? How did you come to find him and start working with him?
Mostly just the internet.
Really?
Like, he just kind of mentioned that he was looking to take some people under his wing. And
okay.
So I brought it up to my wife, and I got permission.
There you go. Your wife, you recently got married.
Yes.
There you go. Wow.
Off the market.
Look at that.
You like that?
It's very fancy.
Thank you.
It's shiny too still.
It's my eBay ring.
There you go.
They said it was white gold. But
all right.
It hasn't turned my finger green, and I haven't had it tested. So
well, that's good.
I'm gonna believe them.
Well, hey, the important thing is you're happy. She's happy. Megan.
Yeah, I hope she's happy.
She is. She was all smiles at your last show.
Yeah.
I was there doing some Facebook Live stuff.
You were doing Facebook.
She was all giddy and happy.
She's great. Whenever I can bring her out to a show,
it's a good time.
It's a great time. But she's very supportive when she can't.
My wife is usually the first one at the stage as soon as the band's done, so she can quickly pack up the drums and get out. She wants to go home.
Yeah. I feel so bad when Megan tries to pack things up. Like,
she did a great job though. She was like all over, like the signs, the drums.
She's on like, point. But it's like, I just don't want people to think I'm like the guy that like uses their wife as a mule to like throw bags on and stuff. Like, it's like, I love you. Like, you're beautiful.
I helped out. A lot of people helped out. No, and they just, you've worked hard. It takes a lot out of you to perform, And
yeah.
You got to get up there and sing and count to 4 over and over and over again. Although you have a lot of ballads.
Ballads?
You have some of the 6/8 timing going on in some of your stuff.
Do I?
Yeah, you do.
Oh.
Don't you?
I don't know.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, it's great.
I'm very intuitional.
True guitar player doesn't know what kind of time signatures you're writing.
That's it. How do you get a guitar player to stop playing?
I don't know.
Put sheet music in front of them. I do know how to read sheet music. I'm just very bad at it. It's been years.
It's a lost art.
It really is.
It's tough. Sight reading is it's not easy.
No,
not easy at all.
No, it's like when I look at a clock on the wall with the hands. It's like I gotta stare at it to figure out what it says.
All right, little hand, small hand.
Yeah.
Then the second thing that's going around, that's just distracting. That just really messes you up.
Make you work for it.
It really does. Especially when the numbers are in Roman numerals.
Yeah.
Now it's X, V, VII, XI, XILX.
And I'm done.
Yeah.
I don't know Roman time.
No, we're in America. We're not in Rome.
Yeah.
Take your numerals back. Well, cool. So, again, if people want to find out more about you, learn about your music or where to find you, it is very easy to find you on Facebook, on all the social media platforms.
Yeah, I'm around.
Collingtonmusic.com. And
yes, that's
everything
it.
Else. Awesome. They can download his latest EP, full length, which is We Swim in Seas That Never Rest. Can people find that on iTunes as well?
It's on iTunes. It's on Apple Music. I don't know if people use iTunes anymore.
Okay. I do.
It's on Spotify. It's where it needs to be.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
You're where you need to be.
I hope so.
That's like,
I question that daily.
Well, I'll take you where you need to be next. So.
Sweet.
All right, man. Well, thanks so much. Wish you all the best, and we will see you around. Check them out, collingtonmusic.com.